let's welcome up our next special guest to continue on our awards celebrations. It is STC President and Chief Executive, Miss Irene Lim. Well, it's now time to announce the champion sprinter as we bring up this evening's nominees.
But as they go to the line, on the outside, King Arthur will score. He'll beat Sky Eye by about half a length on the line, and a well-timed ride for Yusuf yet again.
Lim's Kosciuszko, he's giving everything here to make Golden Monkey work for it, and Lim's Kosciuszko's giving him the slip. Lim's Kosciuszko down past the 50.
Well, two very worthy nominees once again, but it's no surprise that a horse dropping down from 1,800 metres winning the Derby back to 1,200 metres was an amazing training feat by the stable. Taking out his second Group 1, the performance certainly couldn't go unnoticed. Our champion sprinter for 2022, the Lion City Cup winner, Lim's Kosciuszko. 1,800 metres is probably a little bit too long according to his breeding, but you got him there. But then it was getting him back to a bread and butter distance like 1,200 metres. But still, the drop back, it's a pretty massive move for a horse like that. And look, not something that every horse can physically do. Yeah, 100%, Pat. But when you got the confidence from your owner and your staff, and it helps a lot. And I do remember that. Mr. Lim said that you can do it, you can get it back to 12. I was a little bit hesitant at the start, but when an owner like Mr. Lim says those words to you, it's a bit of a challenge, and to do that was an amazing effort, and you can only speak highly of the horse. He's very adaptable. He's not that difficult to train. He's just got to read him and work him out and keep him happy, and to bring him back from 1,800 years, a credit to all the staff, and once again to win a Group 1 with CC, rode him beautifully, and it was a great effort. Versatility, he has it in spades. Well done. Thank you. Denmark once again, ladies and gentlemen. Round of applause. We're going to keep the show rolling here nice and quickly as well, because we are going to continue getting similar people up here for the next few awards. And here are our nominees for the Champion Miler.
Lim's Lightning under the bat from Jimmy Wong wins the Kranji Mile. Lim's Lightning, you superstar, beats home Mr. Malik. It could be challenge. Sacred Quaz running on with Top Knight, Predator best of the rest, but Katak's off, and that is a good win for him. A double for Ricardo Lagrange and Danny Beasley. Well, Sacred Quaz certainly held his own in many Group 1 events throughout the year in 2022. Unfortunately, not taking out a race, but he certainly raced and did the Raffles racing team and trainer Jerome Tan very proud. Our winner, though, defied the odds in the Kranji Mile and picked up right where he left off in the 2021 Singapore Gold Cup. Our champion miler for 2022 is Lim's Lightning. Well, look, you've got Lim's Kosciuszko at the moment. He's the new kid on the block. But what this horse has been able to achieve over a number of years now, I think toughness, he's just toughness personified, isn't he? Yeah, he is, Pat. And a very special horse to us. He's a great horse. He's won 4 Group 1s and done it from 1,200 to 2,000. He's just a very, very good horse. He's very tricky, and I've got a big thanks to my apprentice, Farmy, who without him he wouldn't have got this far. So he's a difficult horse, but he's done a great job on him, and the whole team have. But he's a
got a few little issues which we're ironing out, and he'll be back this season, that's for sure.
Yeah, so we obviously missed the Gold Cup, and it was unfortunate not to see him be able to sort of defend his crown at the end of last year. But that's my question to you: how is he going with his progress coming back? Because we sure love to see him back by potentially the Kranji Mile in May.
Yeah, that might be pushing it, Pat, because I'm going to bring him along slowly but steady and then condition him up, and you might see him back for the Lion City Cup, which you will. So we'll just do our thing, and Mr. Lim's very patient and believes in our stable, and we'll just look after the old boy and treat him like he should be treated. And he's a very good horse, and he's probably the best horse here on his day, so we'll get him back and we'll get him in action, that's for sure. Patience
is a virtue, and he's just another jewel in the crown at the moment that is Little Lim's stable.
Thanks very much.
Dan Maher, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we head on to our next segment, which is the Champion Stayer Award here for 2022. And we have 4 runners who have been nominated for this award. Let's see them now.
Long Great, put up on the plasticine. The Cup's King Mark Zara does it again. He's got the Singapore Gold Cup parcelled up, wins by 3 lengths. What a thrilling finish. Trying to get absolutely everything out of it. He's got the QE2 parcelled up. Prosperous Return home and hosed. Beats home Sacred Choir. Bayless gets his Group 1. Beats home Minister into the time being. Circuit Mission still looming. It's Prosperous Return. Jake Bayless trying to get absolutely everything out of it. He's got the QE2 parcelled up. Prosperous Return home and hosed. Cup's King Mark Zara does it again. He's got the Singapore Gold Cup parcelled up. Wins by 3 lengths. What a thrilling finish. Ricardo Lagrange with Gold Cup glory.
Well, 4 amazing horses who certainly won't be finishing up their racing anytime soon. Just 4 horses are going to be quintessential elements to the staying ranks here in Singapore, hopefully for many years to come. They certainly all deserve their place here, but the winner, a horse who defied the odds as well in the Gold Cup from a wide draw, serving it up to all of his other competitors and putting them to the sword in last year's Gold Cup. Our winner of the Champion Stayer Award is Hong Kong Great. Guys, thank you for joining us. Ricardo, I'll ask you a question first in regards to the horse. Like, what a story for a horse that you've received from these owners. He was on the ropes in Hong Kong, career potentially on the back end, and well, he's come across to Singapore, and this horse has just found a complete new lease on life. An amazing story.
Yeah, thanks, Pat. So there's a few people I have to mention first, and obviously Mr. Yu, the whole family, amazing people to train for. And to Dennis for obviously recommending the guys to, bring the horse to me. Yes, a fairy tale story. He was sort of going nowhere in Hong Kong and got to me and just did a few things, and there was something in him that I could see he still wanted to race. And from that win on the mile on the poly, he just sort of turned the corner and got confidence.
I think it's trust and faith is a big thing for owners to bring a horse over from overseas and entrust with a new trainer, a new system of training, I guess. But to see it potentially get to that final step, which was the Singapore Gold Cup, and it all pay off, the sigh of relief that you must have had there as well, and also to claim your first Gold Cup in your own right must have been an amazing feeling.
Sure. When you're training for guys that love the game and are passionate about the game and leave it up to you, it makes life so much easier, so you can do your job and you just go in the mornings and they're going to back you whatever you do. So that's probably what it's all about.
He's back for the Raffles Cup this weekend. How are we feeling confidence levels wise for him? He looks to be a horse that's on track.
Oh, absolutely. Look, the mile's obviously a bit short for him. I mean, I wish it was 1,800 again or even 2,000, but he's in great form, and fingers crossed he gets the race in one piece. We'll be very competitive.
Thank you guys for joining us, and congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Ricardo Lagrange and Dennis Lowe for Hong Kong Great, our champions stayer of 2023. Big thank you very much to Ms. Irene Lim as well, our president and chief executive, for joining us on stage. You're going to get sick of my voice, so I'm going to wrap this up very quickly. Final award for the evening, ladies and gentlemen, is a very special one. It is our Horse of the Year. And we have 13 horses that were chosen in season 2022, putting their hand up here to try and claim the ultimate prize here. Let's go and hear from their trainers who gave their thoughts on their runners.
Tonight, we celebrate 13 nominees for the highest honor, the Horse of the Year Award. Let's hear from the best in-class trainers about their thoughts on the nomination.
Stella V's performances on the poly track are great. She's very speedy. Along with her wins this year, she's a warranted nominee.
Proudest achievement with Golden Monkey is obviously being the stable's first ever group winner and then taking out both legs of the 3-year-old series.
So Hong Kong Great won 2 races for me in 2022. I've been in Singapore for 23 years and winning a Gold Cup is the pinnacle of any trainer and any owner's career.
Mr. Taba's a good stayer, and I thought her performance in the second leg of the 3-year-old series was outstanding.
We're very excited and feel quite honoured to have him nominated. He's had 9 wins in 7 seconds in this country in a very short space of time.
Winning the Singapore Derby was the greatest achievement with Lims Kosciuszko. We always wanted to win it, and we finally did. Of course, the Singapore Gold Cup was a great achievement, but the Kranji Mile in 2022 was fantastic, and we're really happy to win that.
He's a very special horse to my heart, this horse. He has an amazing heart and will to win, and he's very fast.
I was really pleased with Prosperous Returns' nomination for Horse of the Year. I thought he had an outstanding season.
It's a huge honour for Relentless to be nominated for this award. He had an amazing year last year, winning the Stewards Cup and runner-up in the Derby.
I'm most proud of him when he ran fantastic races for me in the QB2 Cup and the Kranji Mile. Victor Gift has a big heart, and he always put his heart and soul into his races.
I think Super Impact made a huge impact. 3rd in the Derby, 2nd in the Singapore Gold Cup, and this is only his 1st year in Singapore.
We thank our trainers as well for their thoughts on their runners and all making a very compelling case towards their runner and their achievements in season 2022. To present the award for the Horse of the Year for last year's season, I'd like to welcome up STC Chairman Mr. Nyam Chengmeng. Well, congratulations to all our nominees. It was unfortunately for the rest, one horse that did shine above the rest, and it's very hard to overlook this star performer of 2022. It is a great honour to announce our winner of Horse of the Year for 2022, Lims Kosciuszko. Well, guys, congratulations. 15 starts, 12 wins, 2 seconds, 860 or just shy of 860,000 prize money. He is a trainer's dream, Dan.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he was. I remember the day missed, and the owner's dream.
And an owner's dream as well.
And I remember Mr. Lim. I went to Mr. Lim's house, and he said, "Daniel, I bought you a new horse," and there he was winning a trial. But I didn't think he'd come out and represent Singapore and Hong Kong that time and do what he's done. So it's a massive achievement.
Oh, Mr. Lim as well, look, it was an amazing achievement to be able to have a horse running on Hong Kong International Day. Look, the experience probably didn't pan out the way that you wanted it, but the experience to just go there and represent in the first place is an amazing achievement, and I'm sure you took plenty from it.
For sure. I mean, it was a bit disappointing result, but like Mr. Lim and Mick always said, it'll just make us better as a team, and the horse really improved from that. He came back to Singapore, won the Group 3, and definitely the experience was wonderful.
We said the Kranji Mile is the race that you want to win with him this year. Is that that's the next the big aim? We're going to see him in the Raffles Cup this weekend, but that's the ultimate aim.
We'll try to win Raffles first, but yeah, the main aim as any trainer, they've got to peak on the races you want him to peak on, and I really believe that we're going to really peak with him at the Kranji Mile, but hopefully we can win the raffles on the way through.
Well, Dan, Mr. Lim, on behalf of spectators and Singapore racing fans, he's been an absolute pleasure to watch, and obviously putting him out on the track, Dan, is your job. Mr. Lim, obviously the man who's found the horse and bought the horse, so thank you guys on behalf of everyone of following Singapore racing for bringing this horse to us. He's been an amazing to watch.
Thank you very much, Pat.
Dan Ma and Mr. Lim Siao Mong, big congratulations to them. And thank you very much as well. Yam Chung Meng. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up our awards for this evening. A big thank you for joining us here at the Singapore Turf Club. Dessert will now be served, so that will be coming into and your tables. We hope that you do stick around and join us here for the remainder of the evening. Please don't forget to throw your hashtag in as well, hashtag Singapore Racing Awards. If you are posting anything on social media, we'd love to see everything that you've posted up here. It would be great to see everyone enjoying their evening here for the Singapore Racing Awards. A big thank you to the Turf Club and all involved in putting the event on, to our wonderful musicians, the Lorong Boys, and to the Three Embers, our wonderful chefs who have brought you all of this beautiful food tonight. We wish you all a good night. Thank you, everyone, and get home safe.